Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sanjana and this week I'm going to show you how to make the classic sweet Zarda pulao. The name Zarda comes from the Persian word zard, which means yellow, and this is a dish that was brought to South Asia via the Mughal Empire. When you see this full video and the ingredients that go in, that will become very apparent to you because we are going to be using all of those royal ingredients like whole nuts, ghee, spices, saffron, some rose petals, and also ghee, which is a screw pine leaf extract that comes from the pandan plant. And this floral water is just so delicious. It's iconic of North Indian cuisine, and lots of Persian dishes use it too. It is fantastic and gives any rice dish just that restaurant quality royal feel. The best part of this dish, as is the case with any pulao or biryani, is when you crack open the dum, the seal of dough that sits around the edge of the pan, trapping in all of that steam. Now we're going to use a butter knife to carefully run around the edge of the pot, and let me tell you, the steam that wafts out of the pan and into your face is like the best face mask you will ever have. And it is so tasty, so aromatic, and I hope you love this dish. If you're ready, let's begin.
It begins in the same way as most great rice dishes do, with ghee and whole spices. If you're vegan and would like to make an entirely dairy-free version of this Zarda rice, then feel free to replace the ghee with coconut oil. As the ghee warms, we'll add in a cinnamon stick, cloves and cardamom, fennel seeds for a delicate touch of aniseed flavour, cashews and almonds, some sultanas or raisins, a dried bay leaf and some pistachios, which I almost forgot, and a few shreds of coconut if you like. Allow all of this to toast up for about 90 seconds. You can add any whole spices you like to this dish. If I have used any that aren't your favourite, then feel free to cut them out and use more of what you do like. When cooking rice, I often use a clay pot because the flavour of rice cooked in earthenware is an emotion in itself. Of course, any pot will do, but there is something very special about cooking in clay. The next ingredient we'll add to our infused ghee is some wheat flour vermicelli. As this toasts up, it only intensifies the warm, nutty flavours of the Zarda rice. Keep it moving all the time and cook over a low heat to make sure nothing burns. One of my most favourite things is when these golden sultanas turn plump and juicy. Basically, they turn back into the raisins they once were. For Zarda rice, we're using long grain basmati rice. Be sure to wash it thoroughly under running water for a couple of minutes and then soak for 30 minutes. Drain it well and then add it in to the hot ghee and spices. Continue to toast the rice this way for 3 to 4 minutes over a low heat. Since the rice is soaked, the grains will be very delicate, so mix it with a light touch, folding rather than stirring. Any long grain white basmati rice is ideal for making zarda. Most importantly, the rice should be fragrant and fluffy. I often use this toasted rice process for making pulao. I think it really intensifies the flavours of the rice. Once toasted in that slick of ghee, it also ensures each grain of rice remains separate. Since this is a sweet rice dish, we need to add in some sugar, just a tiny pinch of salt and water. Food colouring is entirely optional, so I'll leave that to your discretion. I like to add a little bit. Inspired by Persian cuisine, Zarda came to South Asia via the Mughal Empire. In fact, the name Zarda comes from the Persian word zard, meaning yellow. To intensify that beautiful sunshine yellow colour, we're going to add in some saffron steeped in hot milk. You can also use water. A couple of drops of ghee water, which comes from the screw pine plant. It has a beautiful, delicate floral flavour. Bring the rice to the boil for about 3 minutes and then turn the heat down. Now let's create a dum or a seal of dough around the edge of the pot, which is going to trap in all of that aromatic steam. One of life's greatest pleasures is cracking open a dough-sealed pot of rice and spices. Pulao and biryani are prime examples of savoury dishes from the Indian subcontinent that adopt this dum cooking technique. Dum cooking simply translates as warm breath, for the ingredients in the pot cook unhurriedly in gentle steam. Once everything is stuck down, you can close the lid. Now let this cook for 6 or 7 minutes over a very low heat. Since we soaked the rice already, it really won't take that long to cook. After you switch the heat off, it's the actual law to leave the pot sealed and undisturbed for at least 20 minutes. Don't even think about opening it. Now all that's left to do is to remove the lid and fluff up the grains with a fork. The waft of steam that escapes when you open the pot is basically the best face mask you'll ever experience. Garnish with some chopped apricots and a few edible dried rose petals. You have to try this Zarda rice. Plump long grains of sweet rice, toasted nuts, dried fruits and more.